Okay, guys, good morning and welcome to our class on entrepreneurship. I'm sure we're excited. This is the sixth week we've been having this class, and since the first week, I'm sure we've all learned so many different things, like how to be someone who sees opportunities where people see problems. And that is the whole idea behind entrepreneurship that Mr. Gonzalo has been teaching us. This is our final week for a while. So after today, we will be taking a break until the 1st of August. I hope we're excited. And just a pointer, tomorrow we have our prize giving day by 2 p.m. So you guys should be available because prizes will be handed out for people who have been super awesome students in all the classes. Without further ado, I think it's about time I hand over to our instructor, our teacher, who's been super awesome since the very first week, who has taught us so many things. Over to you, Mr. Gonzalo. Have fun, guys.
Thank you very much, Victory. Well, how is everybody doing? How are you, boys and girls? Hope you're doing okay. That you had a good week, and welcome to our final lesson in a while. First of all, I wanted to start thanking you for all your participation and all your energy and your ideas and your comments. It's been extremely motivating for me to work with you guys and see all your energy and all your interest and all your passion about these ideas, these opportunities, these problems that you find, and all the energy that you have in terms of wanting to solve all these problems. It's for someone like me that likes to teach, to give classes, finding this kind of interaction and this kind of passion, and even when you start having arguments and discussing ideas on the chat, it's extremely rewarding for me. So thank you very much for allowing me to be your teacher and your companion in this road that you're beginning. This class, it's not going to be like the other ones. We're not going to be talking about new content. It's going to be a little bit of recapitulation from what we've been talking during the past weeks, but also I'm going to be sharing a little bit of there will be some new content. I'm going to be sharing about what the life of an entrepreneur is on a day-to-day basis. Because there's a lot of talking about the theory, a lot of this is how it should be. This is and if you see online, if you follow people on social media that they are part of this world, everything is going to look so perfect. Like they go out in the morning and have a coffee and have a cool meeting and then have a success after success, and their life looks so good. But behind that, there's so much work, there's so much grinding and hustling, and I want to share that with you so you know what you're getting into, and you don't lose your energy and your passion. Okay. When I was your age, guys and girls, I was very lost in terms of what I wanted to do with my life, what I wanted to be. I didn't have any idea. I went to the university to study law, to try to be a lawyer, because I hated math and I didn't want to see any math after high school. I'm pretty sure that a lot of you are in the same boat. Little did I know that math is going to go with you wherever you go for the rest of your life. So make peace with that idea. But I choose a career that I thought I was going to be good at without much experience in the topic, and that I thought is going to make my family happy, my friends happy, because, well, lawyer equals success, just like studying engineering or studying medicine. Like it's what society wants you to be, and it's what society labels as success. I spent a lot of years in the university. I didn't do well. I quickly not quickly, actually. It took me a long time to realize that I didn't like it and that I was very sad uh, in it because I was trying to be someone that I wasn't, and I was trying to do something that I wasn't good at. And I think that's one of the first lessons that I got from life when I started getting more mature is it's okay to realize that you're not good at something, but it's more important to realize what you're good at. And the only way to do that is to just try new things. You're not supposed to be good at everything. You're not supposed to be good at all classes in your high school, in your school. You're not supposed to be good at everything in your life. You're not supposed to do everything perfectly. It's okay to be bad at some things, and you just have to accept it. Try to improve it if it's something that is a passion for you, but if not, just move on. I realize that I'm not good at math and I'm not good with numbers. So whenever I want to create a business, I partner with someone that is good at that because I know that I'm not good at and that and I don't have to force myself to be amazing at everything. I have a lot of skills, but it took me a long time to realize that because in our lives, people expect a lot of things from us, and you want to you want to make everybody feel proud of you, your parents, your brothers, your friends, your teachers. So I dropped university, which is something that it was a very tough call. It was very hard on my family, on me. It's something that if you can avoid it and be more responsible when you make a decision of what to study, please do. It was a harsh time in my life, but thanks to that decision that I made and all the problems that it brought, I realized what I was good at, and I liked creating things. I like creating companies. I like solving problems for people. That was my passion, and I started realizing that I had at high school, but I never thought that I could make a living out of it because I was in a Catholic high school. So we did a lot of volunteer work with people constructing houses, repairing schools, and I love that. But I thought that the only way of doing that, of like making a living out of it, was being a priest. That was the what I knew at the moment. After many years, I realized that you can make a living out of helping people with their problems uh, on the business side of things. So I got to start participating in entrepreneur events, taking some classes and learning, and I fell in love with being an entrepreneur because it allowed me to make a living out of solving people's problems, and it also let me be part of a world where most of the barriers were non-existent. When you want to, in a lot of career paths, you have a lot of barriers. You need certain degree. You need to be from, and in certain groups, you need to be of certain families, have certain last names, look a certain way, have a certain religion, and there's a lot of barriers, a lot of people still putting barriers that doesn't allow everybody to take advantage of all opportunities. In entrepreneurship, that's not the case, at least for in my experience. I have I met people from all over the world, from all kind of backgrounds, and they don't care about where you come from, what your religion is, what your gender is, what your color is. That is, it's not part of the conversation. They just care about how good your ideas are and how hard are you working for them. And I love that. I felt so much at home when I become part of that group. And then I made my life mission to help as many people get into this world as possible because it changed my life. If you had met me when I was studying law in the university, I was a very depressed, sad person because I hadn't found my calling yet. I was doing something that I didn't want to do. So my invitation for you with this class, with all this that we've been sharing, is just as in entrepreneurship, you have to try things and try things until you find the right combination to solve a problem. Try things in your life and find what you love, what you have a passion about, and what you have skills for. And you're going to be very happy people, regardless of what you do. So that led me to where I am now. When I was a law student, I always have a bad opinion of myself in terms of what my skills were, what I was able to do, how far I was able to go. I thought I was dumb, and I thought that I wasn't going to be successful at life because, well, uh, I was bad at studying law, and I got bad grades, and teacher didn't like me because I was skipping classes and didn't study because I didn't like it, and all that makes you feel personally bad about yourself. Uh, Now I love what I do. But I work, but it's not really work for me. I have so much fun doing what I do, and if you get, if you are able to get to a point in your life when you're getting paid by doing something that you love, that you would do even if you wouldn't get paid, that's a success for me. So I don't have a problem working on weekends sometimes. I don't have a problem waking up at 6 a.m. on a Saturday to teach you guys because I love this. And I love the reaction that you have. I'm reading. I'm trying not to get to lose focus, but I'm reading your comments on the chat, and it's very inspiring and very humbling to see your comments. So recapitulating a little bit of what we've been looking about entrepreneurship. Uh, Remember to always look around you to find problems and turn those problems into opportunities. This specific age that we're living in, the digital era, mixed with COVID and this worldwide lockdown, it's um, it's um, it's a huge opportunity for us to create. And Gayatri, yes, social worker can be an entrepreneur. Everybody can be an entrepreneur. Every career path can become an entrepreneur. Remember, an entrepreneur is not a career path you choose. It's a way of seeing the world. It's a way of, just like I was saying right now, instead of seeing problems, or not instead of seeing problems, the problems are there, but seeing problems and finding solutions, and in those problems turn them into opportunities. Most of the world is seeing this COVID situation as such a problem that the only thing that I can do is just lock yourself in your house and wait until everything goes away. And that's, of course, the safe thing to do. But use this time to think, to create, to find opportunities, to inspire yourself, to read, to watch videos, and get more information in you. Turn this problem into an opportunity. And once it's safe to go outside, just uh, go out and create solutions for this problem. What made me take law? Basically, my parents. And someone asked here, Jacob, what if your parents want you to do what you don't like? That's a tough question. It's your parents always want the best for you, and they are going to push you and recommend you things uh, based on what they think is best for you. And it's okay for you to sit down with them and talk to them and say, "Hey, I think I should go this way." And uh, when you're living with your parents, of course, it's they're going to be demanding things from you, and they're going to be asking things from you, and that's parenthood. And when you become parents, you're going to be doing it too. Just be don't see them as the enemy that you have to beat, that you have to win against. See them as your biggest ally. my parents have been my biggest fans and supporters, even though a lot of the times they haven't agreed with my decisions. We have talked so much and we have connect and communicate so good. Well, after a while, at the beginning it was a problem, of course, but that now they know that I'm so happy doing what I do that they support me even when I'm failing. So if your parents ask you to do something that you don't like, sit down with them and talk with them. Dami, we'll have some minutes at the end of this class for you to share all your ideas, and I'm going to help you the best way I can. What if you have an idea but don't know how to achieve it? What would you do? Well, I'm going to get to that at the end of this class, Alexa. Please wait for the last minutes, and you'll have the information that you want. So remember, turn problems around you into opportunities. And remember always, entrepreneurship and innovation is about people. It's about solving problems for people and making people's lives better. It's not about becoming a millionaire. It's not about becoming famous. That can come as a like a bonus. And it's okay if you want to have a lot of money. It's not bad. If you want to be famous, it's not bad. But always remember that the main focus that you need to have is people. Always focusing on people and helping them. When you help people, when you create things that help people's lives, everything is going to fall into place very naturally. Talk to people. Always talk to people that are having the problems, and not only with people that are having the problems. Talk to people that know more than you. Talk to your friends, to your colleagues. Really listen. Really pay attention. Really just lay the topic and absorb the information. You're going to learn so much of people, and try to always talk to new people. Like if not always talk, or, well, of course, always talk with your friends and family, but get online on different forums and Facebook groups and YouTube channels and talk with people there. And you can learn so much from different experiences of different people in different parts of the world. Uh, so never stop talking to, never stop talking to people. It's very, very important. Um, don't feel failure. We'll talk about this in a few classes, but failure is a part of entrepreneurship, it's a part of learning, and it's a part of life. You will fail at a lot of things, just like I have. And the thing that differentiates real failure from learning is your attitude about it. So I had to drop out of university. That could have been a failure that has marked me for life and feel a failure, like I wasn't worth anything because I quit. I quit law school. But I turned that into a learning experience. I realized a lot of things about life, a lot of things about me, and that is one of the main lessons that I've learned in life. That and because of that, I am who I am now. So um, don't feel failure. Fail and learn from failure. The only real failure is the one that doesn't give you anything, doesn't make you a better person. So also remember, be the crazy inventor. Don't don't allow society and don't allow people to numb you, to shut down that creativity and to become part of the mass. Remember that if you look at the stars as a kid and you say, one day I want to be there, go there. And if you can't find a path, create a path to go there. So Don't stop creating. Don't stop being looking around you and being amazed about everything that is happening around the world. Be amazed at how your parents worked so hard for you to have the family that you have, your neighborhood that worked so hard to become better and to be a better town. Don't stop being amazed at this technology that we have right now. I um I lost my laptop. Like it's on the technician, and I'm using my phone to communicate with you guys that are in so many different countries, so far away, on like on live transmission at the same time, and we're talking and we're discussing it. This is amazing. Not so long ago, when well, perhaps long ago for you because most of you weren't here, but to make a call to a different country, it was almost impossible and very expensive. Now we have free audio and video transmission from one country to the other. Um, so be amazed of everything that we have. When you stop being amazed of the magic that is around you, it's going to be very easy for you to stop being a crazy inventor. So always be amazed. Always realize how amazing things are around you. Um, my parents say that social media isn't good for children. Is it's a complicated topic too. It's in this your parents have a lot of knowledge and experience. It social media, it can be a very dangerous place, not only for children but for everybody. There's because even though there's a lot of good people that are going to help you and push you to be better and connect with you, there's also bad people. So as we grow up, we start realizing how to identify good from bad people. But at the beginning, and it's human nature to be good. It's human nature to trust and to try to be good with each other. But and that's the problem. When we're kids, we believe everybody's good. Everybody wants the best for us, but that's not the case. So trust your parents on this one and just wait. Talk with them and say, hey, what about using social media, let's say 1 hour a day under your supervision so you know what I'm doing. Social media can be a very powerful tool of learning and growing, but it can be a dangerous tool too. So until you develop this ability to realize who's good and who's bad, who's trying to help you, who's trying to scam you, be trust in your parents and work with them. Remember, parents are not the enemy. They are not in your way of growing and getting to your dreams. They are your biggest allies. They're going to be your ally. I'm 37 years old, and my parents are still my biggest ally. I'm still talk to my dad, even though we're in different continents now. I talk to my parents and ask them for advice, for counsel. So trust your parents and work with them, talk with them. Um, find people that you can admire and you can be inspired by in social media, in magazines, in books, in movies. There's a lot of inspiration that you can find around you, on music, on art, on culture, on the people that are working in this program. There's so many amazing people working in this program for you. Follow them and follow them on social media and get their emails and talk with them. Find inspiration. Uh, Find inspiration that is going to keep you motivated and going to keep you learning. I have a lot of the people that I follow in social media is people that I don't know, that probably I'm never going to meet, but that share inspiring things, share useful, cool things that motivate me to try to do better and to try to learn more. Remember that even though this entrepreneurship and innovation field is about being a crazy inventor and taking advantage of a lot of opportunities and just do whatever you want basically in terms of creation, There's also a method that we've been discussing. There's a process, there's a cycle. When you get lost, when you have so many ideas that you want to, that you don't know what to do, uh, follow the process of design thinking. Remember, empathize, feel what the person that is having the problem feels, talk with them, experience that, then define the problem in one line. You define the problem because problems are so big and there's so much information and it's so easy to get lost in that amount of information. Just define the problem in one line, create a solution for that problem, and build a prototype. Something simple, but that can show people what you want to do and show it to people. Remember, feedback is so important. And do the cycle and repeat and repeat and repeat until you get the idea finalized. Uh, and you're going to find a lot of people, and you're going to see a lot of success in social media. You're going to read magazines or read the newspaper or watch the news, and you're going to find about this entrepreneur that got millionaire by doing this, or that they got this award because of this. And they make it look so easy that you feel such a gap between you and them. Like uh, like they for they is so easy. They have everything. But people, entrepreneurs, didn't get to where they are. Just they woke up one day, have a good idea, now they are millionaires and they're successful people and they're famous. They got to where they are working very, very hard and failing a lot of times. So I'll tell you about how is a usual day for an entrepreneur is. First, you wake up very early, even if you don't like it. Even if you're not a morning person, you wake up early because you when you wake up and you open one eye and say, hey, like it's early yet and it's not like the sun even it's not out, and yeah, I think I could sleep one more hour. And but then you that idea that you have got in your head starts moving around, and you realize, oh, I can't sleep. I have to do this and this and that, and I have to work on this. And you realize that you become an entrepreneur when you can't fall asleep because you have too many ideas. Like you have this passion idea in your head that doesn't allow you to sleep, doesn't allow you to focus on destructive things. Like you need to do this. So you wake up early. It's very important to take care of you and your health. This sounds like something that it's not related, but it's very related. Um, I mistreated my health very much when I became an entrepreneur because I was working, I don't know, 18, 20 hours a day sometimes. Sometimes I wasn't even sleeping. I was eating very poorly, like fast food and cheap things. And that led me to, well, being very, very overweight and very, very, like, become sick. So take care of yourselves, have good breakfast, eat healthy, do exercise, like go for a walk. Right now, of course, you have to be very careful going outside, but when you can exercise yourself, if you have good health, you're going to be more productive. It's going to be easier for you to have the energy you need to turn these ideas into uh, successful projects. So you wake up early, you have a good breakfast, and I usually use that time while I'm having breakfast, like half an hour or something, to either listen to cool music, like music that pumps me up and gives me energy, ready to face the day, or I watch videos on YouTube that are inspiring. Sometimes it's an animation, sometimes it's a conference of someone that is talking some cool ideas. Sometimes it's a teacher that is sharing some good tips of how to become better at what you do, how to get rid of bad habits, etc. Like that is the moment, a key moment for me in my day to get the energy, get pumped up to face all the challenges that I'm going to have to to face during the day. And then work hard, work smart, as you were saying in past classes, and focus. You have to be very organized in this world. um, there's so much things to do, so much conference to attend to, many videos to see and to learn, so many problems to solve, so much stuff to do, and the day is short. So organize yourself. Get a notebook or an agenda or something and start writing down. Okay, today I have this. This is the priority for this day. I have to get this thing done, and then the rest of the things that you can do if you have the time. But organize your time. It's very important to also sleep good, to have your rest. If you're sleeping 4 hours every day or not sleeping at all, it's bad for your health, it's bad for your mind, it's bad for your entrepreneur path, because you're going to get sick and you're going to lack the energy you need. So um, focus on your health and resting, and on be organized with your time. You cannot do everything that you want to do in terms of time. You cannot help everybody that you want to help. So organize and be smart about your time. So here's a good question. If we have an idea to solve a big problem in the society, but we don't have the resources, what can we do? Remember, we talked about this on the second class. Start small. You want to solve a big problem, like the example we gave on the second class. We talk about corruption. I want to solve corruption because if there's no corruption, then there's more resources to solve real people's problems like education and health and transport and everything. But corruption is so big, it's such a big problem to solve around me. I need so many resources, so many connections. I'm not yet in the place that I need to be in order to solve the problem. What do? I start solving small problems. What's the smallest version of that problem that you can find around you and that you can solve with the resources that you have? Let's say, okay, for corruption, for example, I'm going to create a blog where I'm going to be sharing a lot of real news about our politicians, so people, when they go to vote, they know who their politicians are. The big problem with corruption is that people don't know about it, so when they vote for the guys, sorry, the men and women that are being corrupt. So I can create a blog where I share news about corruption, so everybody that votes know about it. And that is, you can do that for free. You can build a free website that is very easy to build and share this information. And that's a small step, but a good step in the right direction that you can take with zero resource, just your time, just your work. And from then you start working and making that solution bigger and bigger and bigger until you solve the big problem. Um, the thing, especially when you want to tackle a big problem, it's important to be organized with the resources that you have. It's important to build steps and to not get frustrated because you can get the big solution quick. One of the problems of our new generation, well, your new generation, I'm not that new anymore, is that we live in a world where everything is expressed is right now. I can communicate with you right now. I push a button and I transfer money from my bank right now. I want to download a song and it's right now. Things take time, and everything used to take so much longer, and people were used to have patience to wait for things to happen. Now we stop having that patience because everything happens quickly. Be patient, work hard, work passionately, but be patient about building the steps that you need to climb in order to get to the big problem. So start small. Start with something that you have around you that you can solve with your resources. Um, and if you get lost, if you don't know what to do, if you are overwhelmed by the size of the problem and you don't know what step to take in order to solve this, talk to people, talk to someone, talk to your mentors, your teachers here, talk to your parents, and just ask for help, ask for guidance. And when you're inside this problem and you're trying to solve all this huge problem, it's very easy to lose yourself in the problem and to lose orientation, to lose your north. So talk with other people that are going to be objective and are going to be to share a vision of the problems so that you can start solving it. Okay, there are so many resources online that you can use to learn and to keep yourself uh, motivated and passionate about these things. There's a lot of channels on YouTube that you can find with information to help you in your entrepreneur and innovator's path, to help you solve different kind of problems, to educate yourself, and everything for free. Try, of course, we already talked about this barrier with social media. So whenever you can, after talking with your parents, use social media to find resources. There's a lot of free resources that you can access on Facebook, on Twitter, on YouTube, on websites that are going to help you be a better entrepreneur, to be more knowledgeable about the problem that you want to face. So work on that. Um, and remember, never stop dreaming, never stop believing in you, in yourself, in your abilities. It's important, as I told you, to be objective and to be honest about yourself that you're not good at everything. You cannot be good at everything, and to find out what are your skills and what what are things you're not that good at. But if you find something that you believe you're good at and that you're passionate about, push forward and don't let people tell you that you're not good at that. The only person who can tell you that you're not good at this and that you should move on to something different is you. So be passionate and push forward. Have that energy to break down walls, break down barriers, because you're going to have to, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to break a lot of barriers. Going to be a lot of people that are going to tell you, no, this is not good. Your idea is not good. You're not good. You don't have the skills. You're never going to be able to do this. You don't have the resources. You're not in the right town. You're not in the right country. You're not the right mindset. You don't have the right background. It's so much easier to say no that a lot of people do it all the time. We do it all the time, sometimes unconsciously. So when you're faced with a challenge, you say, "No, I shouldn't do it. Why even try it? Like I don't want to fail." Push yourself to break down these barriers. You're not going to know if you're good at this, if the idea is good, until you try it, until you find, and until you experience it. And after you experience it, you say, you know what? I don't like this career. I don't like this idea. I love that. I don't like this project. I'm not good at this. I don't have the skills to do this. But you have to try it and you have to be convinced if you're good at this or not, if you want to try this or not. Um, this path that you're taking is going to be hard, and I want to be uh, I want to be very honest about it. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be sometimes too hard. It's going to make you question yourself a lot. It's not an easy path, but it's the path that we need in order to have a better world. I think that entrepreneurs are going to save the world. I think that you guys are going to save the world. When I'm old and I'm retired, I'm going to be more calm and more peaceful, knowing that there's a whole generation of people like you working hard and dreaming big to solve the world's problems. So please don't stop believing in you. Realize that this is going to be hard, but it's not so hard that you cannot do it. It's hard because doing things like creating new things, going through new paths is hard. It's the nature, but it's not so hard that you're not going to be able to do it. It's not so hard that it's not for you. You can do whatever you want in entrepreneurship if you put enough work on it and you do what you need to do. You build the right team. You learn enough. It's all there for you. Remember to look for inspiration around you. Look for inspiration in your parents, in your friends, in your colleagues, in your teachers. It's easy to dismiss people because we find things that we don't like about them, and it's easy to say, "Oh, yeah, my parents suck because they don't allow me to do what I want to do," or my teachers they're always sending me homework and and I don't like it, and I get tired. And find the good in those people. There's so many people around you that are so cool and have so many good ideas, and so they're going to help you to get to your goals. Just talk with them and find this inspiration. Uh, is it okay to talk back to my parent when they want to stop? I I don't think that your parents want to stop you from achieving your dreams. It's I understand how you feel. I felt exactly like that when I was young, because I wanted everything to happen right now, and my parents were in the way of that because they were saying a lot of no's. But I realized with time, and I actually become very ashamed of myself of how I treated them, because how unfair I was with them, because I realized that they were working so hard to help me achieve my dreams, but I didn't see it. It's never okay to talk back to your parents in a rude way. It's okay to sit down with your parents and talk, and try to be honest with them. Talk to them calmly, maturely, and try to let them see that this is not a thing that you one day just I woke up, I wanted to do this, and tomorrow I'm going to want to do something else. It's your passion, and you know that they're going to be your biggest fans and supporters. So work together. They are your allies. Remember, who's my biggest inspiration? Wow, it's I this is going to sound very very cliche, but one of my biggest inspirations is my dad. He formed my family. Well, he and my mom when they were very young, and my mom quit her career to raise us, me and my brothers and my sister. And my dad worked so hard to provide for my family without ever like getting that depressing or complaining like, hey, I want to do this, I want to travel, but I can't because I have to support this family. They both made such a good team, and they went through a lot of bad uh, stages in their lives, but they were so good as a team, and they worked so hard, and that has inspired me a lot to quit complaining about problems and just work hard for what I want. And in terms of like in business and stuff like that, I find inspiration. I find inspiration in people that I meet every day. Like I realize that uh, people that quit. I, I admire people that quit the easy path. Like, okay, I went out of university and a big company offered me big money to work with them, but I decided no, I'm going to travel 2 years to another country to learn and to help people. And I find that admirable. People that go away from the easy path to help others and that dedicate their life to help others in different ways, like from a priest to a teacher to a nurse to I find that very inspiring. I try to talk with those kind of people a lot to inspire myself to keep doing this. So, where did you get the inspiration to become an entrepreneur? I didn't choose to become an entrepreneur. It's not like one day I woke up and I wanted to become this. I slowly became this by just moving into the things that I wanted to do. I like business, I like to create businesses, and I like to solve people's problems. So slowly I started moving into that orientation, into that path. And one day I attended a lecture, and the lecturer was describing what an entrepreneur was, and I was like, huh. So I guess I'm an entrepreneur, and well, I've been on that path ever since. You're so I like guys and girls that you're so passionate about this and that you have so many opinions and so many questions. Please, we have 12 more minutes, and I want to stop yapping. And yes, I'm going to leave you with a one last thought, one last recommendation, and then I want to hear from you all your ideas, all your questions, all your concerns. First, remember, don't let anybody tell you you can't until you try it and you experience that you can or you can't. Don't let the world tell you no. Try it and in a responsible, of course, and mature way, try new things, and then you are going to be the one that say, no, this is not for me. No, I'm not good at this. And a tip that I forgot to tell you before: get a notebook, whatever, and write down ideas. You're going to get so many ideas, so many thoughts, so many creative thinking, so many solutions and things you want to create. Write that down because the idea that doesn't work today might work tomorrow. And I had a lot of notebooks around my house of ideas that I wrote on different stages of my life. And sometimes I'll read and say, oh, well, this is a good idea. I can surely make this work now. Or you write down a thought that inspires you, that pushes you to do better. Write down and read, and you become your own inspiration. Okay, so not jabbing anymore. I want to read you and answer your questions. So, what is the perfect way to inspire other people? You inspire other people by doing. It's very easy to talk. It's uh, very easy to like post on social media, inspiring stuff, to say that you're doing this, but do it. Do it. And by doing things right, the proper way, with passion, you're going to inspire people. I never thought that I could inspire people at all. Because I never thought that I was that much of good at what I was doing. And now a bunch of you say, hey, like I inspire you to try to do this. I inspire you to, and that's great. I love that. And I wasn't that trying to become an inspiration for you. I just sharing you my passion, and it gets to you. So do things the right way, work hard and passionately, and people are going to follow you. So what was the first problem you solved as an entrepreneur? The first problem that I tried to solve was a tourism business that I created. It failed miserably because I didn't talk to my client. Remember, talk to the people that have the problem. I didn't knew that lesson before, and I worked for a year creating a solution that nobody wanted, so I learned that lesson to heart. The first problem that I could actually fix was working um, with elderly people that wanted to create their businesses, but they weren't finding any resources focused on them. So I helped a municipality, a city hall, create a program to teach entrepreneurship to your grandparents and grandmas, and that was a very cool project. It took a lot of time, a lot of work, but I loved it. Does inspiration come from you or from obstacles and people around you? Mostly from people around me, and from obstacles that I find and that I've been able to jump, like to walls that I've been able to break. Um, I'm right now living and working in Puerto Rico in the Caribbean. I never thought that I could do something like that, to live in another country. It was a big challenge for me, and I do it, and I did it, and I'm still working on it, and I have problems and problems to fix, but I feel very proud of being bold enough to face that challenge and be here. I draw some inspiration from the challenges that I've been overcome in the past, but mostly from other people, and also for other people that tells you, hey, like, this is what you're doing is so cool. Like, I learned so much from you. I got inspiration from you. That is so, it's fuel for the soul. It's amazing. Sir, please, how can I be an entrepreneur? I love math and science, not business. Well, you're on the complete opposite side of me. I love science. I don't understand much of science, but I love it. I don't love math. I love business. So you can create solutions and become an entrepreneur from whatever background you come from. The important thing is that when you're going to create a business, find someone that you trust that is good at business and be partnered with them. Remember, entrepreneurship is not a path that you walk alone. It's a path that you walk with a team. So find that team that complements you, that you're not good at business, find someone who's good at business. Just like I know that I have to find people that are good with numbers for whatever I want to do. Okay, so many questions. Okay, I have an idea, but you do not have enough resources. We already talked about this. Remember, start small with the resources that you have. That big problem, cut it into small little pieces and try to solve one piece from the beginning, with the resources that you have. Okay, so do you prefer solving this kind of problems in groups or self? If you can always work with groups, you're going to learn from your teammates, you're going to solve problems faster, and it's going to be such a rich experience. So work with teams for sure. If you want to inspire it to people and you inspire one person in a way and the other person in another way, must you look for another way just to help the other person? Um, I it's you're going to generate different reactions to different people, but you don't feel responsible of how they see your message. You just work hard in your passion and work good, be good, and let that talk to you, for you, and let that guide people. Some people might misunderstand your message, what you're trying to do, what you want to do, but there's you can't do anything. You can't do much about changing people's minds if they're not understanding you. Just do, be good, and do you. Okay, another question here. What made you think about helping people? Good question. I just think it came natural for me that uh, I think it's my upbringing. My parents were always very into solidarity, into helping people, and I learned that from them. I learned that from my school that was Catholic, and it was in my DEA, sorry, yeah, my DNA from the beginning to help. And also, I think that the best fuel now for that is that so much people has helped me so much. So many people has helped me so much to achieve my goals that is selfish for me not to do the same. So just as a lot of people lend me a hand when I needed it and just grab me and push me to the next level, I want to do that for other people. And next question. What if you're just a person who writes and says stuff, not someone who actually does the stuff? The problem with just writing and saying is it's it's if you don't experience things and you don't do things, it's hard to learn about things. At least for me, I learn by doing. So I recommend that it's good that you write and say, it's good that you share your stories, but experience the stories first and then you can share them. Why do we need to try new stuff? Because trying new stuff is the way you learn about your limits, about your passions, about your skills. If you always do the same, perhaps you learn 1% about everything that you can do and everything that you love. So try new stuff. The friends you had, did they ever pull you down? Yes. Yes. I remember a lot of my high school friends didn't approve of me being an entrepreneur, of trying to build my companies and new things instead of just going into a regular job and getting a salary. And that brought me down a lot. But I realized then that if they're not supporting you and they're not even trying to understand why you do what you do, they're not your friends. They're just people you know. And I find a circle of friends that even though they're not entrepreneurs, they don't share my path, but they're so proud of what I do and they always support me even when I fail. Those are the real friends. Okay, let's see another question. We don't have a lot of time. Did your parents ever help you? Oh yeah, they helped me a lot. They constantly help me and push me to do better, and they, even though sometimes they don't understand what I do, they share the links of what I do. They share the pictures, and I love that. They are very inspiring for me, and I love that they support me. How did you convince your parents to support you? I think that how I convinced them is that they realized that I was so happy doing what I do and that I was good at doing what I do. I thought that it was a mistake for me to drop, well, always dropping out of university and not finishing is a problem. But choosing the path that I chose, it was so difficult, and they thought that it was a mistake until they saw me doing it, being so happy about it, and they saw people following me and like going to the lectures that I gave and thanking me on social media, and they were like, "Oh, so you not only you love it, but you're good at it. So yeah, you have our full support, even if we don't understand what you do." Uh, yeah, problems that I couldn't solve. There's a lot of problems that I haven't been able to solve, but I'm still working on them. Just I have to prioritize. What problem I'm trying to solve now? I'm trying to help more people have the resources they need to become successful entrepreneurs and be able to go out of their towns and their countries and sell worldwide. It's a huge challenge, but I love what I'm doing. Did your friends try to insult you? They try, but when they did, I realized that they weren't my friends and I shut them down completely. You don't need that people around you. Surround yourself with inspiring people and with people that support you. Singing and music is so inspiring. Sing about your passions, your problems, your hopes. You're going to inspire so much people, so many people with singing, with culture, with arts. Remember, you can inspire people with whatever you do as long as you do it passionately. Oh, Gayatri, that question, it's we need a few hours of conversation regarding the teaching method. Just I'll just leave you with this thought. Uh, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, you're going to, of course, make the fish feel a failure. The fish is not supposed to climb a tree. The fish is supposed to swim. So there's different kinds of education for all of us. Don't let failing at one, like I always got bad grades at high school in physics, in biology, in math, because I just wasn't good at it, even though I tried very hard. And I thought that I was dumb, but later I realized that it's just my mind was built in a different way, and I learned very quickly by doing. So it's a huge topic. Just don't let find the way of learning that is the best for you and learn. You can for sure create a business with baking and dancing, and there's actually a very innovative idea right there. Sorry. Did your parents help you monetary wise or emotionally? All of the above. They help me with money, they help me with knowledge, with experience, but especially emotionally. When they realized that I love doing this and that this is my passion, they were so supportive, and up to this day they push me constantly to not quit, to not give up. So remember, your parents are going to be your greatest allies. Just talk with them and open yourself to them so they understand why you're doing this. A very, very good question. Did you ever feel in your journey that like what you were doing wasn't worth it? Yes, constantly. At least once a week, I wake up and say, why on earth I'm doing what I'm doing? Why I'm trying so hard? Why I'm working so hard? Why don't I just get a job in a good company that pays me a lot and just quit this? I'm working on this project? And that's when you have to find your inspiration around you. Remember what you do. Take a big piece of paper and write down the problem that you're trying to solve, the people that are having the problem. So it's a constant reminder of what you do, why you do what you're doing, why you're so passionate about what you're doing. Don't forget that. Like, write the name of a person who is having the problem, and that is going to push you to never think that you're not your project is not uh, important enough. Failing is a crime. Yeah, I thought that when I was beginning, but because of the wise people that I surround myself with, I learned that failing is learning, not more than that. Yes, I had the thought of quitting a lot, but remember, focus on why you do what you do, who's person you're trying to solve the problem for, and that's going to be the fuel that you need. Yes, I felt depressed. I felt down. I felt that I wasn't worth it, that my idea wasn't good enough. So again, surround yourself with inspiration, with people that push you to keep going. You need that fuel to keep going. And I 5 minutes past my time. I know that you guys and girls have a lot of other classes to attend to, and there's so many questions, so many things that I want to say to you, but I hope that there's going to be another chance for us to communicate and contact. I love having this opportunity to talk with you. I love that you allow me to be with you in this path. So please Don't stop believing in yourself. Don't stop pushing forward. Feed yourself with the passion of other people around you. Keep taking programs like this. Keep being a part of Coderina and everything that you want to do. All the there's so many people around the world that are going to be willing to help you grow, to help you learn. So never stop doing that. And I really hope that we run into each other later and that I can help you with your projects and that we can work as colleagues in the future. It's been an honor. It's been a privilege, and good luck to all of you in the rest of your classes and the rest of your path as entrepreneurs. Thank you very much.